Hello students, the next topic we have is list like types, strings and tuples. Let's see what they have written. Lists aren't the only data types that represent ordered sequence of values. For example, strings and lists are actually similar. If you consider a string to be a list of single text characters. So what they are saying is lists are not only the one which will be having an ordered sequence of values. They are saying that strings and list are somewhat similar if you consider string as a list of single text characters. Strings also will be having text of characters, and those characters you can consider is at values. Okay, so they are saying that strings and list are somewhat the same. Okay, and many of the things you can do with list can also be done with strings. Okay, so which all functions we can use with a list, they are saying we can also use with strings. So which are they? Indexing, slicing, and using them with for loops, with len function, and with the in and the not in operators. Okay, so this indexing, slicing, and using them with for loops and len and using the in and not operators can be also done with strings. Okay, so let us see an example. You have a variable here name, and for this name you have given a value Zophie. Okay, so Zophie is a string here, it is not a list. Okay, so what you are going to do is name of 0. Name of 0 means it will take the 0th character of that string, that is Z. Okay, so this is an example for indexing. Okay, this is an example for indexing. Next you have is name minus of 2. This is negative indexing. That means it will take the values from the reverse. So minus 2 here will be I. Okay, this is also an example for indexing, and here this is an example for slicing. That is a name 0 to 4. So it will take the values from 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 is only the end value, you cannot take the 4th character there. You can only take from 0, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so it will print ZOPH, that is 0 to 3. Okay, so this is an example for slicing. Then it is also used with in operators. So it is asking whether zo is in name. Okay, it is making use of an in operator. Zo in name, yes, zo is there in this name, so it will show it as true. Okay, next we have is small lowercase z in name. Lowercase z is not there in name, so it will show false. And then p not in name. P not in name, they are making use of a not in operator. P not in name, it will give you false because p is there in name. Okay, next you are going to make use of a for loop for I in name. I in name, I you are making use for iteration, name is the range here. So initial value of I will be 0. So it will print all the values from 0 to the end of that name. So how it will print is 3 asterisks plus I here and then 3 asterisks. So the value of I will be concatenated with these asterisks. So the first value of I is 0. So which character is that 0? It is Z. So it will print here Z. Next value is 1. So 1 value is O. So it will print here O. PHIE till the end of the name. So you can see that these all which we were using in list can now also be used with strings, because here they are saying that strings are similar to list. So this was an example for indexing, this was an example for slicing, these were the examples for in and not in operators, and this was an example for loop along with strings. Okay, then next we have is mutable and immutable data types. Okay, mutable and immutable data types, but list and strings are different in an important way. Okay, a list value is mutable data type. It can have values added, removed or changed. Okay, however, a string is immutable, it cannot be changed. Trying to reassign a single character in a string results in a type error. Okay, so what they are saying is there is a big difference between list and strings. Although they are similar, one difference between them is list is a mutable data type. List is a mutable data type, that is, its values can be added, removed, or changed. That means you can change the values of the list. But strings which are there, they are immutable data types. You cannot change the values of a string. You cannot add or remove or change the values of a string. So such type of data type is known as immutable data types. Mutable data types means those values can be changed. Immutable data types means the values cannot be changed. So the example for mutable data type is a list, and the example for immutable data type is strings. Okay, so here what they are doing in the example, let me see. Name is equals to Zufi a cat. Okay, so this is a string here, Zufi a cat, and the name of 7. Okay, this is indexing. At the name of 7 you want to assign the. That means instead of 7 means 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 7 means instead of a you want to replace it with the. Okay, so it will show you an error because you cannot replace a string. Okay, it will show you a type error saying str object does not support item assignment. That means assignment is not allowed in a string. Okay, then next they are saying here is the proper way to mutate a string is to use slicing and concatenation to build a new string by copying from parts of the old string. That means if you want the values of a string to be changed, that means not in the original string, but you can create a copy of that string and then you can change the values. For example, name is equals to Zufi a cat is there. You take one more variable new name, okay, and then you make use of slicing. Okay, slicing name 0 to 7. Take name 0 to 7 is nothing but Zufi. After that you concatenate that Zufi with the word the, with the string the, and then you concatenate with the rest of the string. What is the rest of the string here? 8 to 12 it is cat. Okay, so in this way you can mutate the values of a string by using slicing and concatenation. That means you can change the value of the string by using these two properties, that is slicing and concatenation. So name, the original string which is there, it will remain unchanged and it will print Zufi a cat. But if you want a new string, then you print new name. New name will have Zufi the cat. Okay, so in this way we try to mutate the values of a string by creating a new string and taking some parts from the old string. In this way you can change the values of a string. Okay, next you have here another example. What they're saying is, although a list value is mutable, the second line in the following code does not modify the list eggs. Okay, so they have told us that list is mutable and string is immutable. That means you can change the values of a list. So here there is an example here. What it is showing is x is equals to 1 2 3, x is equals to 4 5 6. That means you are overwriting the values of the list x 1 2 3 with 4 5 6. Okay, that means values are not getting changed of the list, but you are overwriting the values with the new values, that is 4 5 6. So you cannot say that you are changing the values, you are overwriting the values here. So when you print the values x, it will be 4 5 6, that is the new values of the list. So what they are saying here is the list values in x isn't being changed here. Rather, an entirely new and different list value 456 is overwriting the old list value 123. Okay, that is being shown in figure 4.2. We'll see here. Previously in the list, which values were there? 1, 2, 3. Then 1, 2, 3 get replaced by 4, 5, 6, and then you get in the list is 4, 5, 6. That means you have not changed the values, you have overwritten the values of a list. So this is not called as mutating. Okay, if you want to modify the actual values of the list, okay, so we can do something like this. X is equals to 1, 2, 3. So you delete x of 2. X of 2, who is there? 3. That gets deleted. Delete x of 1. 2 will get deleted from the list. Delete x of 0. Then 1 will get deleted from the list. You will have an empty list in x. Then what you have to do is x dot append 4, x dot append 5, x dot append 6. Okay, so you have appended 4, 5, 6 to the same list. And then when you print the list name x, it will show you 4, 5, 6. So this is how you can mutate the values of a list without overwriting. That means the original list itself you have changed it to 4, 5, 6. Okay, this you can see in the example. Previously what was there in the list? 1, 2, 3. Then you remove 3. Then you remove 2. And what remains here? 1. First they removed here 3 here, then they removed 2 here, and 1 they removed here, so it is an empty list. Then to that same list they added 4, they added 5, they added 6. Okay, so this is how you can mutate the values of the same list, okay, without overwriting. Okay, then what they're saying here is changing a value of a mutable data type, like what the del statement and the append method do in the previous example, changes the value in place. Okay, since the variable value is not replaced with the new list value. Okay, so using the del statement and the append method, we were able to change the values of the original list. Okay, next we have here is the tuple data type. Okay, tuple data type. We had studied about list. Okay, we had studied about list and we know what is string. Now we'll be studying about the tuple data type. Okay, so the tuple data type is almost identical to the list data type. Okay, it is almost identical to the list data type except in 2 ways. Okay, so which we'll see in which 2 ways. They are saying that the tuple data type is similar to the list data type. Okay, and they are different in only 2 ways. Okay, first, tuples are typed with parenthesis instead of square brackets. That means in list the values were enclosed in square brackets, but in tuples data type the values will be enclosed within pair of parentheses. Okay, so we have here a variable, and in this variable we have the tuple values. Okay, hello 42 0.5. Okay, so it is also a list of values only, but they are enclosed within parentheses, so it will be known as tuple. So x of 0, it will give you hello. X of 1 to 3, that is slicing, it will show it will give you 42 0.5. This is 0 1 2. So the end value they have given is here 3, so it will take 1 and 2, index 1 and 2, so it will print 42 and 0.5. Then len of x, it will give you 3. That means the length of this tuple is 3 here, so it will print 3. Okay, so it is same as the list, only thing is it will be enclosed within parenthesis, and what all functions and methods you can apply on list, that you can apply on tuple also. But the main way that tuples are different from list is that tuples like strings are immutable. Okay, so the main difference between tuple and list is that tuples also like strings are immutable. That is, tuples cannot have their values modified, appended or removed. Okay, so we can see here an example. X is equals to, this is a tuple data type, hello 42 and 0.5. To this tuple, that is x of 1, you are trying to insert the value 99. Okay, so the tuple values cannot be changed, so it will show you a type error saying that tuple object does not support item assignment. That means assignment of values to a tuple is not allowed, or it is not supported. Okay, so tuple is immutable and it will be enclosed within parenthesis. Okay, the next is that if you have only one value in your tuple, you can indicate this by placing a trailing comma after the value inside the parenthesis. Okay, so whenever you have a single value within a tuple, you have to put a comma here. That is, a trailing comma means end comma. So only when single value is there in a tuple with the trailing comma, then Python will recognize it as a tuple. Otherwise it will be considered as a string. Okay, so you can see here, finding the type of this particular value, it will show that it is of class tuple. Okay, but without a comma, if you just put hello, it will show the class as string. If you have a single value, put a comma at the end, it will be considered as tuple. Without a comma, it will be considered as string. Okay, so next they are saying is, you can use tuples to convey to anyone reading your code that you don't intend for that sequence of values to change. Okay, so you can use tuples in a code to say that you do not want to change the values in that list. Okay, if you need an ordered sequence of values that never changes, use a tuple. Okay, if you don't want those values to get changed, you have to make use of a tuple. A second benefit of using tuples instead of list is that because they are immutable and their contents don't change, Python can implement some optimizations that make code using tuples slightly faster than code using list. Okay, so if in your code you are making use of tuples instead of list, so Python will see to that the code will run a bit faster when you're using tuples rather than when you're using list. Okay, so the two benefits are that if you want the values to do not change, make use of a tuple, and if you want your code to run faster, make use of tuple. Okay, the next you have here is converting types with the list and the tuple function. Okay, that means converting types means you can convert list to tuple and you can convert tuple to list. Conversion. Okay, so from one data type to another data type. Let's see what they have written. Just like how str of 42 will return 42, the string representation of the integer 42. Okay, that means 42 is an integer, but when you put within a function str of 42, this 42 will be considered as a string. Okay, so the functions list and tuple will return list and tuple versions. So you will have your list function. Inside this list, if you are putting tuple values, those tuple values will be converted to list, and inside this tuple function, if you are writing list values, those list values will be converted to tuple. Okay, so conversions are allowed by using these two functions, that is list and tuple. Okay, so we can see here tuple is there, tuple inside this list is there. Okay, the value is a list. So what will happen here is value is cat, dog and 5. This tuple, this list values will be converted to tuple. That means you can see that parenthesis is there, and here it was a list because it was enclosed within square brackets. When you put those list within a tuple function will see that the list values get converted to tuple. And if you are using a list function and inside that if you are using tuple, you can see here this is a tuple because it is enclosed within parenthesis. List function will see that this tuple will get converted to list. Okay, then you have here list of hello. Okay, list of hello is there, HELLO. This is a string and this string will be converted into list. Okay, so converting a tuple to a list is handy if you need a mutable version of a tuple value. Okay, so as you know, tuple is immutable, but if you convert it to list, then you can have an immutable version of tuple. Okay, so using this list and tuple functions, you can convert list to tuple and tuple to list.